grammatically correct about every single subject.
God damn it, Gump! You're a goddamn genius. That's the most outstanding answer I've ever heard. You must have a goddamn
IQ of 160!
You are goddamn gifted, Private Gump.
Now, using her incredible galaxy brain argumentation, Leah somehow managed to double her subscriber count just from that one video calling out Girl Gone Gamer, and she went from around 50,000 subscribers to more than 100,000 just about 2 weeks later. And in my opinion, that set a horrible precedent for Leah and her future on the platform, because it proved to her that if she just produces horrendous content, no matter how mind-numbingly stupid it is, people will still watch it in mass quantities as long as she puts it out consistently.
Yup, no talent, no degree. Oh, just become a YouTuber. Anyone can do it.
And the argumentation in that video actually becomes way worse when you take into account that, according to the lawsuit filed by Leah's ex, in addition to boosting her career in every possible way, he claimed that he was the one playing the video games in her videos. So I would assume that includes in the video where Leah called out Rhea for faking her gameplay. That is psychotic.
You psycho crazy lady.
Another great example of Leah trying her best to slander other women who make YouTube videos is what she did to a YouTuber named Daisy Michelle. Daisy made gameplay commentary videos just like Leah did back in the day, and according to Daisy, after seeing that Leah called out Girl Gone Gamer for faking her gameplays, Daisy called out Leah for also faking her gameplays.
She made a video about Girl Gone Gamer being fake, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. And then I saw some things on Google about Sniper Wolf being fake. So I honestly, there's a bunch of proof about her being fake, and I honestly won't believe it. Just look into it, and there's a lot of stuff online you can find about her. So I told her, I was like, why are you making this stuff about Girl Gone Gamer when you're fake, blah, blah, blah.
And obviously, Leah, being the sensitive crybaby that she's always been, did exactly what you would expect her to do.
She, one day she came on one of my videos with a false account. She started insulting me with those fake accounts, calling me a slut, saying that was an attention, blah, blah, blah. And I confronted her on Twitter. I was like, well, she said that I was a fake girl gamer. And I was like, I'm not fake, blah, blah, blah. She's like, why don't you do a face cam or live hand cam? So I did one. And after that, that's when she started to use fake accounts to copyright my videos. Then I made a video about girl using their bodies for subs and views. Apparently, she knows that she does that. That's why she got so butthurt at that video that she copyrighted it. Then she started copyrighting a bunch of other random videos that had nothing to do with her, nothing to do with anything.
And not only did Leah file multiple false copyright strikes against Daisy, she was low IQ enough to file the first false DMCA strike under her own second channel. Then immediately after that, she started filing the rest of them in Daisy's name.
Let me mention this. What she's doing, copywriting, is illegal, and that's why she's using fake accounts, so she doesn't get her first main channel taken down. But she made the slight mistake to copyright my first video that she did with her second channel. That's how I know all those other copyrights were her with fake accounts.
As if any content creator would ever in a million years copyright strike their own video.
This guy is so stupid. I want to punch him.
So yet again, this is another example of Leah abusing the copyright system on YouTube in an attempt to silence another critic of hers. I genuinely think Leah's point of view on copyright is that anyone who criticizes her in any possible way—
that's copyright. You won't cut me a check for that?
Not happening. Yeah, we are allowed an opinion. Yeah, we're allowed an opinion.
And at the core of the issue here, Leah was only trying to censor criticism against her from people like Daisy because she knows those criticisms were correct.
It hurts because I know it's true.
And frankly, Leah's pattern of behavior where she consistently abuses the copyright system as a tool to silence criticism is just unacceptable. And it's especially hypocritical given the fact that Leah has now made millions of dollars and built an entire career based on making non-transformative reaction content.
What a useless member of society. Look at you, doing so good.
And the #1 woman that Leah has straight up bullied for years on end is a YouTuber named Azzyland. Azzy is one of the biggest content creators on all of YouTube. She has about 13 million subscribers, and I will admit, on the surface, these two might appear to be similar. They both make reaction content, they're both around the same age, they're charismatic, famous, rich. Honestly, they could even be twins.
There's two of them!
But there is one fundamental difference between the two. Unlike Leah, people in general like and respect Azzy. Externally, they might appear to be similar, but internally, they are polar opposites.
I want a clone. I really want a clone so that I could do more things in a day. But she'd be really evil.
And then take over the world and it would suck.
Leah is the evil clone. She steals content, describes it, and doesn't credit anyone. Azzy links directly to the videos she reacts to in the descriptions. Azzy runs a charity to raise money for sick children and has personally donated more than $100,000 of her own money. Leah hoards all her ad revenue and probably stashes it under her mattress. Leah is arrogant, narcissistic, and insufferable. Azzy is humble, altruistic, and empathetic. With that being said, I think it's a bit unfair to even compare the two. In fact, I'm gonna go full on simp mode and say that it's not just unfair to compare the two, it's straight up disrespectful to compare snakes to diamonds.
Yes, I'm a simp.
Supra-physiological, ingenious, majestic, phenomenal specimen.
Come on in, come on in.
Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go home and have a heart attack.
Okay, back to the point. Leah has recently been accused of stealing Azzyland's entire life in a recent video by Nerd City, and after reviewing the evidence, specifically the projection, which includes Leah claiming that Azzy copied her, I can't help but side with Nerd City and Azzyland.
When this person started pointing fingers towards me and started bullying me and trying to bring me down.
How were they accusing you? Like, what did that look like from your side of things?
It was a lot of things. At the very beginning, it actually started off with none of that happening. It was just like a few mean tweets. Which kind of painted us as like enemies when it didn't need to be like that. I don't have any enemies, so. And then it turned into taking every idea that did well, but because they had more following than me, their video would just get more views, and so people would see their video first and then assume that their video was first.
I think the most egregious, irrefutable example of Leah straight up copying Azzy would be the house tours that they both posted to their channels, which Azzy posted on December 30th, 2018, and Leah posted on July 13th, 2019, where they both wear what looks to be the same dress in the same color. They coincidentally both have the exact same hairstyle, and in general, the videos are just eerily similar.
This is a mirror. I like mirrors. Mirrors are important.
And this is my favorite mirror. So I wanted this mirror for the longest time. I love this mirror, and then we finally got it, and it doesn't really go with the house.
So this is my walk-in closet that
Oh,
I completely designed.
my
and, like,
God.
got it all done, and
This is
but
like
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna show this.
This
in a
is
different
like
video.
heaven.
I'm gonna show
Close
this
the
in a
door.
different- I'm gonna show this in a different video.
I'm gonna show you the closet because I'm actually gonna do this on my second channel where I do a closet tour. So if you guys wanna see the closet, make sure you check out my second channel.
This is just insane. The fact that Leah copied Azzy's house tour and tried to one-up her by showing off a bigger and better house, especially when you take into account the dates, the hair, the outfits, it's just creepy.
I get it, man. You love somebody so much, you think they're perfect in every way, and you decide to copy their every move. Can't relate.
This behavior is maniacal. It's not even about the fact that Leah copied her house tour, it's much deeper than that. By intentionally copying Azzy's style, down to the dress and hair, Leah wasn't just trying to emulate her, she didn't just take inspiration from her like a normal person would, she was intentionally attempting to overshadow Azzy's original content by making her own version of the same exact video. And the fact that Leah constantly goes out of her way to call Azzy out for copying her, knowing that she copied Azzy, is just psychotic. There's no two ways about it.
Remember to always be yourself, unless you suck. Then pretend to be somebody else. And that's on Azzyland.
Now, despite the fact that Leah claims that Azzy copied her, Azzy claims that Leah has straight up stolen at least 50 videos from her directly.
How many times have you noticed that she's copied your thumbnails or a title or whatever? Did you ever bother to count them?
Things that are like very obvious, like exact replicas, it's minimum like 50. But if you're not counting those, like up to 200.
Ones where you've got her dead to rights, like
Yeah.
for sure, 50. And then some where it's like maybe just coincidental, but it's like partial copying, 200.
And although they both just make mindless reaction content for the most part, one thing I have to give credit to Azzy for is the fact that she didn't have to be called out time and time again in order to credit people whose content she used in her videos, which is the exact opposite of Leah, where she would instruct, or at the very least, approve her editors going out of their way to crop out watermarks and not credit the people they steal from. And regarding the content theft allegations, it's undeniable that Leah has stolen from Azzy. There is mountains of evidence that Nerd City compiled proving that Leah has copied dozens of videos from Azzy. And the problem is that when she copies other people's videos directly, she can suppress other people's content in the algorithm because of how many subscribers she has. And although a lot of these are reaction videos to viral videos, which might inherently overlap, the 50 videos being stolen directly with evidence is too many for all this to just be some coincidence.
Hey man, can I copy your homework? Yeah, but change it up a little so the teacher don't notice.
Given the amount of undeniable evidence in this case scenario, combined with her constant projection, it's quite obvious that Leah has a severe case of imposter syndrome from what she knows she's done to Azzy over the years.
I mean, I get lots of messages that people have been doing this to me. Like, there's people that copy what I wear and even try to talk like me, which is, I think, creepy as fuck. Why would you want to talk like somebody else? Like, why? Like, y'all dislike yourself that much? Like,
yes, Leah, you very obviously dislike yourself. Leah has even gone as far as copying Azzyland's accent so much that Azzy had to stop talking in her own original accent because Leah stole her accent, then weaponized her fan base against her.
The ironic thing is, I wanted to separate myself so much from Sniper Wolf that I started forcing myself to not talk like that. And now I don't know how to talk like that anymore. I forgot.
The fact that Azzy had to change her own natural accent to get away from controversy should tell us everything we need to know about the effects of Leah's bullying. Leah weaponizes her very large and impressionable fan base to prove that she's in the right, but the problem is Leah's fans are fetuses, so some random TikTok addicted 12-year-old is not exactly an arbiter of truth in my opinion. Now, regarding the accent theft, no matter how you cut it, Leah's current accent makes no logical sense. Her accent is completely disconnected from where she grew up, and on top of that, she sounds like a completely different person now compared to how she did when she first started on YouTube.
Do you have a website or anything?
I have a YouTube. It's Sexy Sniper. I have gameplay and stuff, and I do vlogs.
is it really necessary to talk like this?
And the reason why her current accent makes no sense is because over the years, she's carefully crafted the way she speaks based on how another human being talks.
When you promise to only eat one cookie.
I'm gonna be good tonight. I'm only gonna eat one Oreo. That's it.
This person should be a lawyer. He's like, you said one cookie.
The only one. Just one. That's it. This is so cringe.
This is so cringe.
First of all, nobody talks like this.
Then she accuses the person who she copied of copying her, knowing that she herself is the real copycat.
Cheap knockoff. Because essentially that's what it is when you're trying to be somebody you're not. What I think is a little sus is when people straight up copy somebody, the way they talk, the things they wear, their hair, whatever, and completely deny it.
If I ever became president of the United States, the first thing I would do is donate all of Leah's money to my personal bank account, and then I would immediately ship this person to North Korea just for this one clip.
Which one of you wants to be executed first? Tell me, huh? Boom. He freaking flinched. He's so stupid. Bang, bang.
And Leah's response to this whole Azzyland situation was nothing short of expected.
I have a backup of videos and screenshots before she changed the thumbnails to make it look like I copied her. I have proof she copied my thumbnails, SEO, the way I speak, the jokes I make. The way you're trying to manipulate this is fraud. And you will be hearing from her lawyers, I'm sure.
This woman is essentially just an AI at this point. I didn't even have to show you her response for you to know what her response was. She claims that she has all this proof of Azzy copying her, but she doesn't actually show any of it. Then, shortly after, she privates her entire Twitter so no one can see her tweets anymore.
Like, you got something to hide? What is it?
Anytime she gets accused of doing anything by anyone, she just accuses them of doing the same thing in response, just like she did when people accused her of stealing ideas, and just like she did with Jack's films.
It kind of reminds me of a certain YouTuber slithering his way to steal my content.
Which is the most childish thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, she also accused me of faking my gameplay, and I'm like, what? I'm like, have you seen my gameplay?
Like
it's trash.
She's like pre-written. Like you can predict what she's gonna say.
She just likes to project everything.
She's like ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly. She's so woke. This is like what
She's like, F you, you F and C word. You fake your gameplay and tries to punch me, and I was like,
oh my god.
This is just an NPC that became famous by accident. Like, she's a GTA character.
With all this in mind, I'm just baffled as to how one particular individual can be such a silly Billy.
So I am a dumb bitch. How can I not be so stupid and keep my husband? I want to keep him happy, and I think all the women listening too, they want to know the secrets to a good relationship.
I'll tell you the secrets.
Yeah, I'm writing them down.
Well, Leah, first of all, stop intentionally targeting women when you criticize people. You see, I'm a feminist by definition, which means that I believe in absolute equality, as long as you don't have an OnlyFans. So hypothetically, if Leah were a man who did and said the exact same things, none of the words that I said in this video would be different at all, because I judge individual humans as individuals, unlike Leah.
What? Why is he with me? Who is he? I don't know. Why is he? No, just look at him. Oh. Like he's like buff and she's like... Ooh! My girls are asking about makeup. She's black? She Mexican? No, my hair looks red.
Leah clearly has some sort of deep-rooted hatred towards women as a whole, dating back more than 10 years, and it's disgusting.
You know, these kids fapping about her as just like some average, ugly Mexican bitch with a big-ass nose and bushy-ass eyebrows.
You're not pretty.
Second, stop playing the sexism card whenever you get criticized. It's corny, and anyone above the age of 12 can see that you're grifting to the simps. And it's quite ironic because Leah is arguably the most prominent woman hater on this entire platform who's not a red pill grifter.
Also, I hate bringing gender into this, but no one ever attacks the male React channels? Let me just check something real quick. Okay, that's a dude. Okay, cool.
Trying sexism every time you face criticism from someone of the opposite gender waters down genuine instances of sexism, which makes it much harder for other women to be taken seriously in real cases of sexism. But it's not like Leah cares about that anyways. Third, if you're going to criticize other people for doing things while recording yourself, like copying you, getting plastic surgery, faking their gameplays, just don't do those things after you've criticized other people for doing those things. I can't stress this enough. Most humans are hypocrites in one way or another, but when your actions regularly contradict the words that come out of your mouth, it discredits even the valid things you say, because after enough hypocrisy, eventually your word has no meaning. And last but certainly not least, if you want to actually keep a man around and not end up in divorce, start by improving who you are internally. I call out BS all the time on YouTube, but there's a fine line between holding people accountable, criticism, jokes, and being a bully who weaponizes your tens of millions of followers against the people you don't like and intentionally saying nothing to stop that behavior. That's just being nasty. And if you want people to even just respect you in general, then it's not just about what you bring to the table, it's about how you treat others at the table. With that being said, there's a pretty good reason why almost none of Leah's peers respect her.
So later they found out this woman is actually a fraud. And she's had not one but several mugshots. She's been in jail at least 7 times for fraud.
Hey everybody, I found someone new to harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past. So everybody
on facts. Your loaded lethal weapon is your fingers on the keys. You don't need any armor when you can hide behind a screen. So shoot me down quick with a click and bang.